Snake, have you ever got the chance to watch the Nerdworthy show? 80s, 90s, anything nostalgic. You don't know what he's gonna cover. I haven't seen it. What? Snake, you have to watch the Nerdworthy show now! It's an emergency! Watch it now! Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Welcome back, nerds. Welcome back to part 2 of season 1 of the Nerdworthy show. Don't mind me, I'm just watching a little bit of a troll in Central Park. Don't know if you've ever seen it. Good movie. Decent movie. We'll just go with decent movie. This is a good example of how the music's not great in it. The Queen of Me. That's the best they had. You know, that's not great. You know, what are you gonna do with that? There we go. Yeah. Okay. I'd say that's just about enough of Gnorga. Hey, welcome back, nerds. It's good to be back. It feels good. We took a little bit of a break. Had to focus on some other stuff. I don't know if anybody knows this, but just to plug myself a little bit, I am in a band called Dead Widow, and so I had to focus up on some of that stuff. Go follow us if you like kind of like heavy metal music and like electronic infused hardcore. That's kind of what we do. But anyways, back to nerd stuff. Nerd stuff. Oh man. Okay. So much news right now. Obviously. And I'll put up some, fuck, I always do that. So yes. I'll put up some, this is difficult. I'll put up some pictures. There we go. I'll just remember it. I'll put up some pictures here, right? Of whatever I'm talking about. But for example, let's get into X-Men 97 for a second. It's been, what a journey so far. What a journey. At the time of this coming out, I've only seen up to episode 4. But I'm sorry, I'm a weirdo, and guess what? Guess what I do? Here's how I do it. I don't watch it as soon as it premieres. I have my time where I have my TV time, and when I take my TV time, that's when I get to focus on seeing new things and watching new movies or whatever it is. But on Saturday morning, I'm going to watch episode 5 and episode 6 back to back while eating fuck, I ruined that. I was about to do like a crazy good rhyme. It's like, I'm going to watch episode 5 and episode 6 while eating a big fat bowl of tricks. See, now that would have been funny a little bit, but I bombed it. I just, down in flames. No big deal, guys. I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to be doing this again. I'm still getting pretty good responses from people, so it's making me happy that other people like enjoying, you know, old media and doing, you know, kind of just deep dives into some of the weirder stuff that happens, you know. So yeah, X-Men 97, I'm not caught up on the story, so we're not going to get into that stuff, but let's just talk about the production behind it. Let's talk about the show creator, who I believe they're already petitioning to bring back, because I'm pretty sure they canned a big part of the staff after it premiered, which was very odd, and it made me very worried. But I really like the show. You know, that's the thing, is I really enjoy the show. Let me see if there we go. Let's see. I'm going to look up 97, and I'm going to see the creator and the team. Let's see if we could dig a little deeper into this really quick. Okay, so Bo DeMayo, he was the showrunner and executive producer, and then he got fired on March 20th, right? And then DeMayo completed work on seasons 1 and 2. And 1 is killing it. And season 2 is already ready to go. So, I mean, how does that make you feel about Disney? You know what I mean? Here, let's get into some controversial stuff. This is not as exciting or fun. Let's go back to Gnorga. She could sing us through this, you know, keep it exciting. Or a different song. Let's go to, we'll just let it play in the background there. How about that? You know, we just have that going. So, X-Men 97, Disney Plus, Disney in general. I was very concerned about this because X-Men is huge for me. It's a big part of my childhood. It's one of my huge collections. If you really look like deep into the screen, right there, boom, 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 that's my X-Men display. Eventually I'll post a video or a picture of it, but it's like all my X-Men and Marvel display. And X-Men is huge for me. It's huge. It's more important than the Avengers, I'm going to be honest with you. So the way the MCU works and what they do, in my opinion, is that they kind of put together a little bit of a... They do like kind of this thing where they take all the best, most successful comic book storylines and they pull, you know, what's selected, you know, they pull this and that, and then they use it as whatever, you know, they use it as some sort of... I don't know, like connective tissue, is that a good way to describe it? To kind of put together their own universe, the MCU. And in my opinion, the MCU is not as solid a universe as some of the stuff that we have in other established storylines. I'm just not as big a fan because I think the portrayal of the characters is just, it's always trying to be comedic and it comes off slightly insincere. Let's get into some cool stuff here. This is scenes from Avengers, Black Widow, and The Punisher. This is a very good, underrated, animated... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're going to keep on talking about Marvel. But yeah, so to me, Marvel under the Disney blanket is very hit or miss. I think it needs to be talked about a little bit. The fact that they decided to, we're going to pull back our production output. We're going to do less output of, you know, of movies. You're going to get less every year. That's good. That's a good thing. That's what I've wanted this entire time. I don't need 20 fucking movies. And if you look at it now, dude, if you really like realistically break it down, you go, there's like 40 something Marvel movies. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's so many. It's worse than Bond. It's worse than Star Wars, hand over fist. It's just they're putting out quantity, and I wouldn't say not quality because sometimes you get really good stuff, but a lot of the time it's not, to me, what I consider my favorite type of, you know, entertainment. You know, I really am here's a controversial opinion. I'm a big fan of the DC, the Snyderverse. You know, a lot of people don't like it, but to me, he does the stuff that I liked in comic books. What I liked in comic books is he's doing. Like when we sat down to watch Batman versus Superman, and there was Flashpoint Paradox references in there, you realize how much, as an actual comic book nerd, that makes you happy. That's like the real, like, fan service. That's the real shit. Okay, so I'm ranting too much about this. I don't want to get too much into rants. I do love talking about this, but however, let's get into some funny stuff, right? That's why we're here. We'll see. I like talking about stuff. I really do. So, let's get into it. So, today I watched, earlier, sometimes when I go to sleep, I'll just put, you know, like a movie on, you know, just on repeat or whatever, in the DVD player. And I just decided I'm going to put on Little Mermaid. Judge me, do whatever you want. It's a good movie. It's a great film. Fantastic music. The animation is incredibly impressive and noteworthy. I'm going to be totally honest about it. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. It's one of my favorites. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a boy who has everything? Look at, see? I've got collectibles and action figures aplenty. I've got DVDs and video games galore. You want the collectible cans of Dragon Ball Z soda? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. And then we go into a breakdown. All right, that's enough of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Fuck it. Maybe I'll do it. Hardcore cover of part of your world, right? But I just do it with like a nerd edge, and I show all my collectibles. Like, smash that like button, y'all, if that's a good idea. But, so, basically, apparently, I was watching The Little Mermaid, and when I noticed something about the voice of Prince Eric. This was not something I expected to catch, but I did. And let me see here. I got it somewhere here. I'm going to find it. I'm multitasking. This is the hard part of doing this live. But okay, so I noticed something. And I was like, this voice sounds familiar. And I did the classic Googling. I did a little Googling. And then guess what I found? Guess what I discovered? Same guy. Everybody ready for this? If you don't know this fact, same guy who played... Oh man, I'm messing up all around here. Okay. Same guy who played Spider-Man in the old cartoon Spider-Man show in the 1990s, not the 70s one. So let's get to Prince Eric, blah, 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 blah. Oh man. I do not want to talk about this movie too much because that is some hot water, no pun intended, that you could get into. Ariel was supposed to be 16, and that's all I'm going to say. I mean, where could I fast forward to be like, see, like, this is so inappropriate. What is this? This whole part? Oh, no. This part. Da-da-da-da. And she's like, naked! She's nudies, fellas! Oops! Oops! Oh, what is this stuff? That's not supposed to be salacious? Get out of here with that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get to Prince Eric. I want to hear him talk. Oh man, she's hot. I mean, she would be hot in a couple years. Oh, come on, I need to skirt away from this other... There he is. Let's hear him talking. Scrubbing. This is hard. Okay. Okay, yeah, so there we go. Blah, blah, blah. I gotta really put this, like, volume down, like, all the way for this stuff, because it's Disney, and so they'll flag me. But I want you guys to hear his voice.
What's gotten into you, fella? Oh, I see.
So even from that, you know, you could hear your boy. Oh, dude, go on and kiss the girl. You're not gonna sing this fucking song with me?
Maybe I could guess. Is it,
Peter. That's Peter Parker,
no.
Ladies and gentlemen. Broke my fucking brain when I discovered that. Same guy. So his name, I did look him up because I prepare for this sometimes. Not really. Christopher Daniel Barnes. He's also famous for being in the Brady Bunch movies, which are, to me, I don't need the Brady Bunch. I don't even need the Brady Bunch. I don't need the original show. I like the movies. Hit me with a couple of highlight episodes from seasons 1 through... How many seasons do they have? 1 through whatever. And then I'll be fine. It's the same thing with like Happy Days. I like referencing it more than I like watching it. You know, when they reference Happy Days on like the Muppet Babies or something, I'm like, yeah, I get it, but it doesn't. I didn't watch Happy Days. Let's see. We're looking for. So yes, Christopher Daniel Barnes, very Brady sequel, Brady Bunch movie, The Little Mermaid. He was also in Starman. Anybody remember Starman? That was with oh, I'm sorry about that. Damn it, it happens every fucking time. It's my computer. Sorry, guys. Anyways, Starman. In a show Day by Day. He was in another Spider-Man reboot. I guess he's been in the video games. He was in the Cinderella sequels, which nobody asked for. The same way nobody asked for like the Pocahontas sequel, Hunchback of Notre Dame sequel. When if you dig into the... Does anybody know the story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame? Like how it all ends? Like they all die and it's like a miserable like tragedy. That's like us getting like a Romeo and Juliet Disney movie. Can someone do that? I'm putting it out there. Can someone animate like a trailer for Romeo and Juliet done Disney style? I think that'd be brilliant. So someone do it, please. No, anyways, I've been on a little bit of a vacation these last couple days, so I'm finally getting to catch up on doing stuff, and it's good to be back. We're gonna watch some of what I think is one of the... It's a better comedy of the 90s, man. It really is, because it's satirical and it's like it's very sharp and pointed, and it takes the source material and brings it into this new realm, this new timeline. And we're talking about the Brady Bunch movie because I love this movie. Okay, so you got obviously Kevin. It'll come to me. Kevin, whatever his name is, the villain. Kevin McNeilon. It'll come to me. Damn it. Oh, I hate when I can't think of something. It's a story. And then Shelley Long. Right there. Boom. Out of the park in this role. In the second one, it's not in this one. Maybe we'll play it, but in this one, oh, and then Gary Chalk, right? Gary Chalk, amazing, underrated comedic actor. You look back Office Space, you look back these movies, his voice acting career, amazing actor. But yes, so they do the whole... There we go. There he is. That's Prince Eric, Peter Parker himself.
Never my turn.
Oh man, poor Jan. Fantastic. And then okay, here we got shit. Ben Stiller's ex-wife. What's her name? Shit. Oh man, I'm gonna forget her name. God damn it. Okay, let me see. I have it right here. I'll look it up. Vamp. Christine Taylor is her name. I remembered. Gary Cole. It's not Gary Chalk. I'm sorry. Gary Cole plays Mike Brady. Amazing. This whole dark bit. Look at this. They do like a red rum voice in Jan's head. And like, okay, let me fast forward to the scene where it's like it gets out of control. It's in the truck, I believe. She's like in the truck and the voices are getting like super ugly. Yeah. And it's like they do a whole red rum bit. Yeah, okay. There we go.
You know, sometimes I'm driving a graveyard.
There we go. So we gotta see her. There you go.
Me too.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see, just a little bit. Can I rewind just a little bit?
Oh, honey, when you're on the road, it's
Okay, there we go.
You gotta talk to someone. It's a trick I learned growing up. It's tough being a middle child.
Uh-huh.
Our middle child.
This actress, Jennifer Elise Cox. She's also a very funny actress. Seen her in some other stuff. There it is.
She's just trying to help.
My family's
Amazing.
not much. No kids. But we do have a lot of
This is one of the Brady kids. Jen.
In this day and age, if you're
It's me, the new Jan Brady. Let's knock over a 7-Eleven.
Let's knock over a 7-Eleven. That's amazing. That's really good comedy. That's really funny, fantastic comedy. Underrated movie of the 90s. Okay, we've gone down that rabbit hole just enough. What other stuff was... Oh, let's talk about... Let's see, I have the background here. Let's get into Invincible a little bit. And this is going to be spoiler time because I want to talk the fuck about this. So when I first started Invincible, I was in from the jump, from the first episode, who's not caught by that hook. The hook in Invincible is fucking gnarly. It's so good. You watch these superheroes, like, establish it, like, okay, this is the show I'm going to be watching. It's like the Justice League, but these are like, okay, they're archetypes of Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman or whatever. The Flash, they literally had the direct Martian Man was like the Martian. It was the Justice League. And the way they do it is at the end of the episode, like I said, spoiler warning, stop watching this episode. We're only going for like 5 more minutes, so you're not missing much. But if you don't want to know about Invincible, but you want to see Invincible, shut it off and then come back and we'll talk about it. So end of episode 1, all the heroes you see, like, established and, like, getting, like, you know, into the story and you see them saving people, they all get killed. They all get, like, demolished. They get, like, this call from, basically what is, the Superman character, and he just betrays them all and destroys them, kills them all, and no one's there to kind of, like, figure out what happened. And so it goes on as this big secret, and then enter Invincible, which is actually Mark Grayson, the son of Omni-Man, which is the Superman character, where he has a similar story. He came down, but he has a different, you know, backstory. He came down from space, and he basically is here to try to... Oh, you know what? This is actually an opportunity. I've been thinking about doing a bit. Okay, let's try it. I'm going to try it. We're going to run a clock. I'll run a clock. We'll have a clock to, like, look at here. So I'm going to try to explain all of Invincible in 1 minute. Okay? In 1 minute. Okay. So, starting... Okay, hold on. We have, like, 5 seconds until it's, like, an even number on the clock here. So let's go. Here we go. So, basically there's a superhero named Omni-Man, and then he is not part of necessarily the Justice League, but he's just, like, you know, helps them out whenever they have to save people, and they defeat villains, and everyone's, like, loves all these characters, and there's this guy who's just like Batman, there's this guy who's just like Superman, there's this girl who's just like Wonder Woman, there's a guy who's just like the Flash, and then Omni-Man actually, you know, he is actually from outer space, but he's from an invading alien race, and when he comes down, he's supposed to, like, subvert the planet, get all the heroes together, destroy them so it's easier to invade the planet. And also he has a son named Mark Grayson with this other human lady, and that he's gonna get superhero power someday, and then eventually he does, and then he's what he becomes Invincible. And then Invincible is basically he's got he's got a whole bunch of other friends that that he meets that are, there's human friends, and there's also, like, superhero friends, and there's, like, this character named Robot, and there's this, like, DEA kind of, like, agent guy who, like, watches all the superheroes and does all this stuff. And then I'm out of time. So I want to try and do that in a minute. How could you describe something like that in a minute? My first one that I wanted to do it with was Akira. I wanted to do Akira. I wanted to describe Akira in a minute. That's a hard one. That's hard to do. Or describe all of Dragon Ball Z in a minute. Tell me if that bit works. Tell me if it's funny. If it's not funny, then I'll quit it. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. 25 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up, and I think I'll cut another episode here like immediately. You guys get to peek behind the curtain. When did you come? When did you get here? Yeah, she's been sleeping here the whole time. I don't even remember her starting with us, but there she is. Arg. Yeah. Bye-bye. All right, guys, that's Nerdworthy. We'll see you. Yeah. Yeah.